organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, police arrested 2 people in the recent Regina High School bomb threats. We will tell you how the suspects are connected to the school.
And it's a tough living on minimum wage. We take a look how college students live with the jobs that pay the least.
And in sports, see what head coach Kirk Ferentz had to say at his weekly press conference this afternoon.
That's all coming your way next.
Daily Iowan TV starts now.
I'm Tom Brokaw. For more than 100 years now, the University of Iowa community has been waking up to the Daily Iowan. Today, it's the largest newsroom in eastern Iowa. And now you can see the news every night on Daily Iowan TV and get it anytime worldwide at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for tuning in to your Tuesday edition of Daily Iowan TV. I'm Alyssa Bergamini.
And I'm Ryan Jones. Tuesday morning, police arrested 2 students in connection to the multiple bomb threats in Regina Catholic Education Center. Both are male students ages 15 and 17 who attended Regina. Police believe that they are responsible for both phony bomb threats. Regina received the first bomb threat in late August. Police found no explosives in the building. The students allegedly called in the second bomb threat last Wednesday, saying that someone would come to the school with a bomb strapped to them. They asked for money in return for not detonating the bomb. Police found that it was not a credible threat. Both students are charged with harassment in the first degree. Police are still investigating a connection with a third student involved in the threats.
The University of Iowa now has 1 fewer fraternity on campus. On Monday, the National Fraternity of Sigma Alpha Epsilon suspended the charter, closing the Iowa chapter. University of Iowa officials said they supported the closing of the chapter. A 4-week national headquarters investigation turned up issues of hazing and violations within the UI chapter. Last year, an SAE member at Cornell College died from hazing. The University of Michigan had their SAE chapter closed as well. And earlier this month, several members of the Iowa State University chapter were suspended. President Sally Mason said she is disappointed by the closing, but understands it was the correct choice.
I certainly hope that the hazing and alcohol abuse issues that are a part of what happened with SAE is not the typical of what goes on here. And I applaud the chapter for taking swift action to discipline.
All of Iowa's members have been expelled from the fraternity. Current members living in the fraternity house will need to find a new place to live within 2 weeks. The UI Office of Student Life is conducting its own investigation.
Many college students are finding it hard to live off minimum wage jobs. A speaker came to Iowa City yesterday to talk about this problem. Daily Iowan reporter Catrice Ray has more.
People formed a line outside of Englert Theater last night to see Barbara Ehrenreich speak. Barbara wrote New York Times bestseller Nickel and Dimed, an undercover investigation on working minimum wage jobs and poverty in the United States.
You know, if you were earning about $7 an hour, that was what I was averaging, $8 an hour, $9 an hour today, which is about the equivalent of $7 an hour in 2000. If you have that kind of income, there's only one financial plan for you, and it's called no.
While minimum wage applies to all age brackets, how do the low wages affect college students?
It's like paying for school. It gets expensive, and minimum wage sometimes you have to work like extra hours or whatever to.
While minimum wage has increased since Nickel and Dimed was published in 2001, it seems that it is still not enough to get by. Catrice Ray, Daily Iowan TV.
Still to come on Daily Iowan TV, President Mason gets asked the tough questions. We sit down with Mason on one-to-one to hear the answers we want to know.
And in sports, see what Hawkeye freshman received Big Ten hardware for her performance over the weekend.
That's coming up in just a bit, but now let's check in with Daily Iowan TV's Whitney Blakemore for your local weather forecast. Whitney, it was actually a pretty nice day. Any hope of the nice weather sticking around?
Thanks, Alyssa. And luckily for us, the weather is going to continue to be pretty nice, with the rest of the week staying warm and sunny. Unfortunately, we won't be seeing thermometers hitting the 80s tomorrow like we did today, but we can still expect a pretty nice day. It will start off a bit chilly with a high of only 55 degrees, but will quickly warm up in the afternoon with sunny skies. As we head into the evening, the temperature will drop to a low of 41 degrees, so plan on bringing a jacket with you if you are heading anywhere during the night. Taking a look into our extended forecast, Thursday we can expect sunny skies and temperatures hitting the 70s. The same weather will continue throughout the rest of the week, leaving us with perfect weather for all those homecoming activities you may be participating in. The clouds will start to head in next week with both sunny Sunday and Monday having partly cloudy skies, but the temperature will stay warm in the high 70s. That's all for your weather tonight. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Whitney. And with so many issues facing students today, we sat down with President Sally Mason one-on-one to ask our own questions. President Mason said that the tuition freeze wasn't her final goal. She actually hopes to even go further with it.
From my perspective, the goal is not to think of this as, well, we'll hold it down for 1 year and then we're just going to jack it up even higher 2 years from now. In fact, the goal is to hold it even or even find ways to reduce it going forward.
When asked about the new dorm, President Mason elaborated on how it will be able to pair up similar interested students.
And the building is being designed to really facilitate the living, learning community concept. So each floor of that residence hall will have the opportunity to put maybe as many as 2 living, learning communities on a floor.
It was announced this week that Hampshire Auditorium's build date will be postponed. President Mason said that she wanted to make sure FEMA was all in.
About this, we have one more step to take with FEMA. We needed one last signature from the Director of Homeland Security, Secretary Napolitano, before we are absolutely confident we can move forward. And I don't want to put any of these projects in jeopardy by getting ahead of ourselves. So we're just going to wait until we've got all the I's dotted and the T's crossed, and once that's done, then we can plan the groundbreaking and have a celebration.
In other news, Iowa is receiving a lot of attention from the Republican and Democratic candidates for president, but third-party candidates are also courting the Iowa City vote. The Party for Socialism and Liberation candidate Peta Lindsay spoke on Tuesday in Iowa City. She spoke from 5 to 8 in the pedestrian mall, one-on-one with the voters. Candidate Lindsay wants to help all young adults with student debt. She said, quote, "The Party for Socialism and Liberation wholeheartedly endorses the demand of the growing students' movement. Cancel all student loan debts," end quote. Lindsay, along with her running mate, Yari Osorio, are on the ballot in 13 states, including Iowa.
Now let's take a look at what is happening around the world. One Houston police officer shot a double amputee in the head, allegedly in self-defense on Saturday. 2 officers responded to a call from the group Home for the Mentally Ill, where Brian Clonch resided. The officer who shot the man said he was concerned by the wheelchair and was being threatened with what turned out to be a pen. The FBI is now involved in the investigation.
A vehicle carrying Turkish security forces exploded Tuesday, killing the 6 people in the car. The explosion took place in the city of Tunceli, where Kurdish rebels are known to be. No responsibility has been placed on anyone yet. Fighting between Turkish forces and the PKK has recently increased.
President Obama addressed the United Nations General Assembly Tuesday to ask the world to rethink the root of rage in the Islam world. Obama also declared that the United States will not back down from its role in transitioning nations. This speech was Obama's last international address before the upcoming election.
And now Daily Iowan TV is here for your look at Hawkeye Sports.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Daily Iowan TV Sports Studio. Today we start with head coach Kirk Ferentz's weekly press conference, addressing the media for the first time back since the Black and Gold's stunning 32-31 loss to Central Michigan. The Hawks head man discussed a number of topics, including Minnesota's 2012 squad, the emergence of new weapons on offense, the play of senior Keenan Davis, and the issue of penalties. Daily Iowan TV Sports was there to bring you the highlights.
A better Minnesota team than the last 2.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're 4-0, first of all. I think I read somewhere it's the first time they've done it since 08, since they've started this fast. But all you have to do is watch them play on film. They're really playing well. They're playing with confidence. They're playing fast, and part of that's second year in the system, I think. But they've done a great job up there. The coaching staff's done a great job, and most importantly, the players are really playing well. Yeah, ironically, we've been pretty good, I think, in penalties for the most part. Although we've had years where we've been in the middle of the pack, or even under the midway part. And I said this years ago, I don't know that that's critical. Sometimes you can almost be too high in the penalty rankings, in my opinion. It's not always a good thing. But it's clearly Saturday. It was a big part of the ball game, and the ones that you can control after the whistle stuff, those types of things. That's the stuff that will get you beat. And it factored in. It wasn't the whole game the other day, but it factored in, to say the least. Yeah, Jordan's done a nice job. Very steadily, he's been improving. He had a really good August, and it was good to see him. He made a nice third down catch 2 weeks ago, and then certainly the run after the catch Saturday was I think, really impressive. So I think he's gaining confidence, and that's a positive. Keenan made a beautiful play on that first play of the game the other day, and made a couple big catches 2 weeks ago. We had a couple touch and goes the other day. There was a third down catch he had a shot at. It was a bang play, I guess. But I think he's doing a lot of good things, and that's really good to see. It's really good to see. And I said earlier in August, if our veteran guys aren't playing good, we're going to have a hard time. So he's certainly, I think he's doing a nice job out there catching that football.
Among other topics discussed during Ferentz' afternoon session was the improvement of the Black and Gold's offensive line. I was able to catch up with the leader of the group, James Ferentz, this afternoon at the Hawkeye practice facility.
We just talked to Coach Ferentz in the presser, and he talked about Minnesota's defense and how quick they've gotten over the past couple of years. Can you touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, if you look at their front seven, they play around 10 to 12 guys, and the production doesn't drop off depending on who's in there. They're very quick. They got great speed. They're what I would describe as just good natural football players. They flow well to the football. They hit hard, and they tackle well.
And can you talk about the improvement of the offensive line, where you guys are now compared to where you were at the beginning of the year?
Yeah, I think we've taken some positive steps every week. We've gelled as a unit. I think guys are more comfortable playing next to each other. And even in practice, we've had about 6 or 7 guys rotating through, which has helped too. So if any of us were ever to go down, which, it's inevitable, it's football, it's what happens, I think we're going to be ready to go. We got plenty of depth.
The good news just keeps coming for the University of Iowa women's soccer team. Freshman goalkeeper Meg Goodson was named the Big Ten's Co-Freshman of the Week. The Van Meter, Iowa native was between the posts for both Iowa wins over the weekend and has tallied an impressive 29 saves on the year. Unfortunately, we end the show with some disappointing injury news from the former Hawkeye All-American Adrian Claiborne. The 20th overall pick in the 2011 NFL draft season came to an end on Sunday after the Tampa Bay defensive end tore ligaments in his right knee in a 16-10 loss to the Dallas Cowboys. Claiborne led the Buccaneers in sacks last season with just over 7 as a rookie. That's all for us here in sports. Be sure to check out tomorrow's edition of Daily Iowan TV Sports when our staff welcomes in ESPN 16,000's Brent Balbinot to the studio. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Annie. And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak peek into Wednesday's pages of the Daily Iowan. Read about how Greek life is handling hazing across the nation.
And read an update on the Iowa River Landing Project in Coralville.
That's your latest edition of Daily Iowan TV.
Be sure to check us out at the same time tomorrow or anytime online at dailyiowan.com. Thanks for watching and have a great night.